what the fuck?
What the fuck is going on? Like,
Girl, what the fuck?
like I really don't know. Like,
Girl, what the fuck? You're tuned into the Girl What the Fuck podcast, but I'm really trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and how to navigate this bullshit that we call life.
What's up, y'all? My name is Asia, and you're back for another episode of the Girl What the Fuck podcast. We're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in this bullshit that we call life. Today, we got a guest. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, I'm Kyla.
Kyla is one of my best friends of over,
Don't even put a time on it. I don't remember.
a long periodically time ago. And yeah, we've been friends for a long time. And Kyla has such an inspirational story with her, you know, just continuing on her education and just following her goals, even after a few hiccups that came along within her 20s. So we're here to talk about that today. So what the fuck is going on, girl?
Nothing much. It's been a rough few days. Next to a little sore. I got into an accident the other day.
What the fuck? An accident?
Yeah. That rain, people can't drive.
No, girl, it wasn't even raining that fucking hard outside for people to be getting in accidents. I remember on my way to work, I seen like 5 on 75.
And it was all on 75.
Yep.
And the one right down the street from me was the fatal one. And I'm in the middle of the street looking at the opposite freeway, and I'm like, wow. That shit just stressed me out. I was ready to leave. And then the man was big as fuck in a little ass Fiat. That pissed me off even more. Because why are you in that?
How big? What do you think? Like
Santa.
big
Think of
Santa in a little Fiat?
In a little Fiat. That's exactly who he looked like now that I think
Oh,
about
Lord.
it. So he pissed me off.
That's crazy as hell. Okay, so on a Girl What the Fuck podcast, we also talk about what the fuck is going on in the world. There was actually a mom who went on a 10-day vacation and left her baby at home with just bottles of milk sitting next to the baby. Left the baby at home for 10 days to go on a cruise. And when the police did their investigation, you could hear like the baby crying on the Ring camera and screaming and stuff. And
Was this in a house or an apartment?
this was at a house. And she just left the baby at home. And I just think, first of all, going on vacation is never that fucking serious. For you to leave your entire child at home with nothing.
But also, like, a lot of people don't deserve to be parents because that's not that much of a priority for you to feel like you got to leave your kid, especially for 10 days, even 1 millisecond. Mm-hmm. You shouldn't leave, especially a baby.
A 16 month.
Oh, my goodness. And that baby can't fend for themselves. And that's a horrible thing to do to a child that didn't ask to be here.
Right.
So I would hate to be. That's horrible. And she had no remorse, clearly, because 10 days, she ain't think by day 1, like, why the fuck am I here?
Not even
Nothing
that,
clicked.
like, and then also you don't have anybody to watch the child. You knew you ain't had nobody to watch the child. Why did you even pay the money to go on a trip? You got money to go on a trip.
She had money to go on a trip, right?
You ain't have money for childcare?
That's what I'm saying.
Or why you ain't take the baby?
They don't deserve to be parents. Or, I mean, I understand it can be stressful. I'm not a single mother myself, so I can't really speak for those that are. But I know it might be difficult for those that are single mothers to find, you know, proper childcare or someone to watch their kid when they want to go do something fun because they might need a break. But at the end of the day, that baby didn't deserve that. That was a horrible thing to do for a child, a toddler, anybody. Even if it was like a middle schooler, that's something you shouldn't do.
I get that moms need breaks from being a mom. But also, whoever she went with, her friends or whoever, they should be trying to...
for that baby.
Yeah, trying to support her in any way. Like, okay, girl, you need a break. Well, maybe I can watch the kid for a little bit while you go do whatever.
Or no, that also speaks on their friends. Because, you know, it'd be trifling ass friendships out there, too.
Yeah, also
so
true.
they all on some fuck that kid type stuff together. This is just a group of fucked up individuals all in one. So that was a horrible thing for her to do. I don't understand how that even comes in your mind to be like, yeah, I'm just going to go on this trip. My baby will be all right if I leave her in the house by herself with some milk. Milk for a 16-month-old actually is insane.
Just leaving the bottles there.
They eat food at that point.
Yeah.
So what did you think would happen? And then the baby screaming, like, that's horrible. And nobody... I mean, since it's a house, I guess nobody could hear that baby. But still, that's a horrible thing to happen.
They said they could hear her all the way on the Ring camera. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know. That's just...
I hate seeing stories like that where kids are neglected. because you can give that baby to somebody else or something. And I understand foster care system is fucked up, but I don't know. A better family member somewhere.
Somebody could have watched them. Something. You know what I mean?
Horrible.
When you first had Skylar, did you feel like that? Well, no, I'm sure you didn't feel like this because you had hella support from literally everybody. But was there a time where you really felt like you couldn't get a break from being a mom or just stepping away from that?
No, for me, I didn't. Like, when I first had her, I did not want a break, actually. Like, people would be like, let me watch Skylar. My husband's mother would be like, yeah, she can spend the night when she's a baby. And I'm like, she can stay with me. I'll let you see her for, like, part of the day.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't know. I felt like such an attachment to my baby. I was like, no, I want to be around her and, you know, experience how it is being a mother as well. I think it was also maybe 6 months later, COVID hit. So it was like, it's not like I had much of a choice anyway. So we're all in the house stuck together. I'm in school. It was just like, I really just had to be with her.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like something I didn't want to do anyway. So.
We love a caring mother. So, Kyla, I think your story is very inspiring, and it could inspire other people that may be going through the same thing that you went through. Can you start from when you wanted to, when you decided you wanted to become an engineer, going into college, finding out, you know, just talk about, you know, what happened. Yeah. Tell us your story.
So, my decision to be an engineer started when I was in middle school, actually. So my mom kept me in all types of programs. I did robotics.
I remember that.
In 5th grade. My mentor, he worked as an engineer, I think at the Frito-Lay company at the time. And then, like, I did the programs that were at the YMCA or Wayne State was one of my favorite ones that they had. And just doing those types of things made me feel more encouraged to pursue engineering. And then by the time I got to, like, my senior year of high school, I'm like, oh, well, I'm just stick to what I've been doing. I know I like hands-on work. I'm good with math. I mean, I'm good at school. It's just, you got to get through it regardless. So when I got to college at MSU, I realized quickly that wasn't the school for me. Like, I was probably there maybe 2 years doing those classes.
Yeah, I remember that, girl. We was turning up.
And, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, being at a school where it's, like, a party school, my friends there, I couldn't get focused. And so I decided to go to Western, which was, like, a whole other ball game for me because I was away from friends, family, and I wasn't used to that. So, but it also had, like, smaller class sizes, which is what I know I probably needed because I'm a hands-on learner. I like to, you know, talk to professors and be engaged in a class. So I knew I needed to be in a smaller setting. So then when I got there, I was invested in NSBE, the National Society of Black Engineers. And they were also very encouraging. Everyone that I met there in that group, I enjoyed my time being with them. We did study table. We were at the library more than going out. And, you know, typically in college, you want to go out and party. But with NSBE, they were like, yeah, let's go meet at the study table. We'll be there till like 1, 2 in the morning, having fun at the library while still getting our work done. And I didn't have that type of support at MSU. So that's something that also encouraged me to, you know, stick to what I was doing. And then I found out I was pregnant the summer after my first year at Western.
So at this point, what year were you? Were you a junior, sophomore still?
Yeah, it was more like a sophomore still because I think my credits didn't transfer correctly from MSU to Western. So like some of those classes that I took, they were like, no, you got to redo it because we require a lab here. So that credit won't transfer, or we require a certain grade here. Like, it was just stressful. And that wasn't even the first school I transferred to, because after that I transferred to another one.
Right.
So yeah, by the time I got that summertime hit, I found out I was pregnant, 6 months pregnant at that. So it was a whole 6 months.
So let's talk about how you found out you was pregnant, because I will never forget the story. First of all, I had a dream about fish that a week. It was like it had to be May. Me and our homegirl Erica, we had a dream about fish. And y'all, if for the people that don't know out there, usually if you have a dream about fish, water, some sort of swimming, that means someone around you or close to you is pregnant. So literally, I tweeted it out. I said, "Yeah, I just had a dream about fish. Everybody go take a pregnancy test." Everybody like, "No, I ain't pregnant. I ain't pregnant." Da, 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 da. Kyla like, "No, I ain't pregnant. I ain't pregnant."
I was probably talking the most shit. I remember. Like, I can't get pregnant.
Literally,
y'all. Me.
Y'all,
I had an IUD. Can't get pregnant. Like
a week fucking later, she called us like, "Y'all, I just found out I'm pregnant." I said, "Huh?" Mind you, 2 weeks before that, I graduated from college. So we were all taking pictures. She wasn't even showing, stomach flat, none of that. Didn't look pregnant at all. Mm-hmm. She didn't even know she was pregnant.
I had no symptoms, actually. I didn't get pregnancy symptoms until my week of Skylar being due. Literally, that same week I knew she was coming. I couldn't eat. None of that. It was...
What made you even go to the doctor to even get checked out that day? Like, take us back to that day.
So typically I do my annual with my gynecologist every 6 months. So I would go in every 6 months for a routine checkup. But because I was at Western 2 hours away, I couldn't get to my doctor. Mm-hmm. So by the time I rescheduled that appointment, it was already 9 months late. So... By the time I got there, I was like, "Hey, I've been having some issues. My stomach just feels really hard. I'm constipated." I was like, "I'm constipated, and it just feels like weird." She was like, "Are you pregnant?" I'm like, "No, I can't be pregnant. I have an IUD." She was like, "I'm gonna give you a test anyway." Girl. 4 fucking doctors walked in that room.
Oh, Lord.
And my stomach dropped to my ass.
Oh, hell
first
no.
of all, the pregnancy test was on my mind. Mm-hmm. I'm like, 4 doctors, I have cancer. God, I have cancer.
I would have been thinking the same thing. I'm about to die.
No, I literally bust out in tears because I was truly convinced I had cancer. Mm-hmm. Because why are 4 doctors in here to tell me I'm pregnant? No, I have cancer. So I'm already bust out in tears, hysterical. I can't control myself because I just know I have cancer. And so the nurse that took my test, she was like, "What's wrong? Is everything okay? Do we need to get somebody here?" I'm like, "I'm dying." Like, I don't know, the dramatics in me just jumped out. She was like, no. And then my gynecologist, she was like, "Sweetie, I want you to," because she's also my mother's gynecologist. Mm-hmm. So she was like, "I want you to know that you are pregnant." And when she said that, I think the words just skipped over my head. Uh-huh. Like, I'm like, she said I'm pregnant, but where's the cancer at? Like, because I still don't understand why. And it's a little ass room. Right. So I'm like, she gonna tell me my baby got something going on. I've been pregnant for I don't know how long. Mm-hmm. So then when we get to that point, she was like, "We're going to have to do an ultrasound to see how far along you are." And I'm like, I'm just going through the motions at that point, still out of it, crying. Mm-hmm. So we get to that ultrasound room. Girl, in my head, looking at my if I had a picture, looking at my body, I was like, I'm every bit of 3 weeks?
Yeah.
She said 6 months.
Oh, hell no.
First of all, in my head, I said, "Listen, 6 months don't even make sense. I haven't been sick. I have an IUD. I kept saying that. Mm-hmm. It was like my mind was in a trance. I have an IUD. I don't have a baby. Where's the IUD? I don't have a baby.
Right.
And she was like, "You know, it happens sometimes. It can get lost, or it could be still in your body, or it can come out." And I'm like, it just pops out and you don't know. And she was like, "Well, you would probably feel it." And I'm like, I felt nothing if it's not in there. So then they're trying to find the IUD. And I'm like, I was just out of it. So then I was just hysterical because I'm thinking, damn, I'm in school. Mm-hmm. I've only been in school 3 years. I still got another 2 to 3 years to go. I don't have a plan of action because this wasn't in my plan. Mm-hmm. And of course, sometimes it's never anybody's plan. But for me, I'm like, I saw myself being more successful before this happened. So it was just like a reality check for me in that moment. But it also made me feel like I had to work harder because I didn't want to have to struggle or, my baby to have to want things and she can't get it. So that was at that moment, literally, as I was in the doctor's office, I was looking at schools I could transfer to that was closer to home. Because I was like, I'm not going to stop going to school. But also, I was having a mental breakdown, so I had to call my boyfriend at the time, who's my husband now. I had to call him because he was the first person I thought to call. Like, I just couldn't think of anybody else to call, so I called him. He had to come get me from the doctor's office because I was just out of it.
Hysterical, yeah.
Yeah, I was just crying I was there until they closed. So maybe a whole 3-4 hours until they closed because I think he had to work. So he had to come get me. So, yeah. It was just an experience for me.
That's crazy. So even after fast forward, you had Skylar. You decided to go back to school. Go ahead and get that degree. What kept you motivated to keep going? I know it was a struggle taking care of a whole child and being in school and working at the same time. So what kept you motivated during that time?
Yeah, I had a strong support system. I still have a strong support system. My family, my husband's family, specifically my grandmother and my great-grandmother. So like I said, I was at the hospital still looking at what schools I could transfer to. So but when I told my grandma, she was already on it just as fast as I was. She like, oh, here, transfer to Eastern. They have a good program. Here's the curriculum. Here's all the information you need. Like, she was on it just as fast as I was. And she was like, I'll watch the baby while you go to school, go to work, or your mother, somebody will have the baby when you need it. And it was like I never had to worry about, who's going to watch my baby if I go to work? Or, my baby needs clothes, but I'm only working 4 hours a day because I have to also go to school full time and then come home and worry about a baby. No, my family, like, if I didn't have them, I'm going to start.
It's okay. Go ahead. Oh. We ain't got no tissue.
Every time I think about it.
Oh.
Because without my family, it's just... Yeah, every time I think about it. Without my family, I don't think I would have been where I am today. Because it would have been really hard. And I'm grateful for everybody that was, like, on my side, supporting me. Like, it was really difficult at times. But I had to realize, like, a lot of other people, they don't get the support that I had.
Yeah.
So I was just overjoyed with how much support I had from everybody.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who it was. So I was just, my family, biggest support. They helped me I didn't even have to ask. It was times I was in my room, my mom would be like, give me the baby.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, like I said, my husband, he'll come get the baby. Because at the time, we weren't living together. And I was with my mom still. So, he'll come get her, his mom. It didn't matter whenever I needed them. Everybody was there to support me. So, that's where I got my strong foundation.
That's good. I'm just, listen, I don't know how you did it, because I don't even know what I would have did in that, during that time, because shit. I know my people would have supported me, but I don't know. Like, I just felt like I would have been overwhelmed. So I give you your props for real. Like, I'm proud of how you sat there and said, look, I'm still going to do what the fuck I need to do and what I plan to do at the end of the day. Like, I'm not going to let this stop me, even though this happened. I still have joy in my life, and I still am focused on doing what I need to do to achieve my goals. Yeah. So, yeah, kudos to you for real.
Because I couldn't let it slow me down, because if I did, I'd be struggling to find a job now, working maybe like minimum wage. I didn't want that for my child. I want her to be able to, like, now she's 4. She done been to Mexico twice, Disney World 3 times. Like, she is having a ball
living life
at 4.
Living life. at 4.
Don't have to worry
Y'all ain't doing
about
shit.
nothing.
Y'all ain't doing shit.
She got an
Y'all
AMG.
still at home sitting at y'all on the couch trying to figure out what you gonna do tomorrow.
Man.
She's traveling. What the fuck y'all doing? Nothing.
Yeah, she be on the move. I love that for her.
Yeah, period.
And that's what I want. I don't want her to have to worry about too much.
How do you manage being a mom amongst other things? Like, I know, you like going out, having fun with your friends. You work, you're a wife, daughter, all of that. Like, how do you manage,
It's probably like how any other parent got to do it. You got to do what you got to do at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. So, fortunately, she at school age, so we can drop her off at school. I go to work. I come pick her when she done. And then, of course, I put her in all types of extracurriculars. She done been in gymnastics, swim. What else is she in? She's soccer, cheer. So I put her in all types of other things to keep her preoccupied and busy, so she has other things that she can do besides me worrying about, who gonna watch my child right now, but she's gonna have some fun regardless. She gonna do something. Mm-hmm. So it's
crazy.
And then I also have a husband and he'll, if I want to go out and I tell him literally right then and there I'm about to head out, he'll be like, all right, I'm here. I got the baby. Or on weekends, my mother-in-law, she'll be like, oh no, I want her Friday and Saturday. So I'm like, oh, that's perfect days because that's the day I'm gonna go out and party. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
like I said, strong foundations. I have support always.
And I think that's just so beautiful that you do have that, and I know it's a lot of people that don't have that support. But at the end of the day, I think that you shouldn't be scared to, just because you might have a hiccup within your life, you shouldn't be scared to complete your goals at the end of the day. Like, you have a goal to reach. Mm-hmm. You should still strive for that. Like, shit happens.
It does.
It's an L in life. You got to take a couple L's in life. You know what I mean?
It's a learning process.
It is.
Everything. Like parenting, life, learning process. Like I said, I didn't have a blueprint on, okay, you pregnant now at 22. What you going to do? You still in school. Like, okay, I'm going to keep going. It wasn't anything stopping me from going to school, so why wouldn't I continue? That was my whole mindset. So I was like, I want to finish. I started already. I'm not about to waste this money that I put into this schooling. Mm-hmm. So, hey, I'm going to knock it out.
I know that's right,
Make the best out of all situations whenever you can.
Mm-hmm. Period. So do you have any tips for any new moms out there or any young moms who might feel overwhelmed at the time? What do you have to say to the younger females out there?
Yeah, you always have to I know being a parent is stressful at times, but you have to sometimes make time for yourself when you can. Mm-hmm. That's even if you aren't a parent. You always have to make time for yourself. If you're in a relationship, single, don't matter. That is probably also what helped me. So like I said, when I would have my parents will have my daughter, I'll make a self-care day. Mm-hmm. Or I'll go hang with my friends because I know that's what's going to keep me in a positive mindset. So I feel like it takes patience, understanding, and, always have that positive mindset because I have a very positive mindset. I like to look at things on the brighter side. Mm-hmm. So you always have to have that mindset. And then sometimes when you're stressed, you might have to take a step back, rethink what you're going to do, and figure it all out. I like to also write down things before I act because I know sometimes when you overreact, that can be a negative thing anything can happen. Yeah. So I learned I had to sometimes write things down before I say or act on anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think writing things down really helps a lot with just everything in general. Helps you stay organized.
It does, yeah.
Oh, shoot.
And I know my mindset is a little jumbled. Pregnancy brain.
Listen.
I think I still got it.
Sometimes I can't even think straight for real, but that's a story for another day. Do you have any manifestations for 2024?
I'm trying to save enough for a new home.
Okay. Period. New house.
2025. Let's see.
New crib. Who this? I know that's right. Okay, Kyla, I wanted to thank you for coming on the Girl What the Fuck podcast where we're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in this bullshit that we call life. Again, I thank you for sharing your story with all these, all the viewers, for everyone listening. I'm sure they were touched by it in some way, in some form. I know it motivated me, especially just watching you as a friend on the outside, just seeing everything that happened. It's just like, damn, she can do it. I know anybody else can do it. Point blank, period. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. So I just want to thank you for coming on and just telling your story to the people.
Of course.
Do you have any last words or anything you want to say to the people?
Just that kind of threw me off. I don't know.
Stay in school.
Stay in school. Life throw you lemons, make lemonade. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Don't stop. I think that's the message for today. Do not stop, no matter what happens, whether it's a child or shit. What the fuck? Rainy days gonna happen. Shit just be happening in life. You're gonna take a couple L's. Yeah. It's an L in life. You know what I mean?
It sure is. It's first letter.
Yeah. So again, thank you, Kyla, for joining. I don't know if you want to put your socials, because I know you private on everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so y'all can't follow Kyla, but we'll probably have her on again some other time. But yeah, thank you again. Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Girl What the Fuck podcast. We're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on in this bullshit that we call life. You can follow us on all social media at girlwtf.podcast. And you can find us on all streaming platforms, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts at Girl WTF Podcast. Or you can watch us here on YouTube at Girl WTF Podcast. Thank you guys for watching and listening, and don't give up.